everyone. How are you all doing this beautiful morning? I hope your morning is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy all things makeup, including testing new makeup, old makeup, project pans, shop my stashes, anything and everything you could want to know about makeup, then definitely go ahead, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's get into another Throwback Thursday. If this is your first time here, I do a Throwback Thursday where every Thursday we either use full faces of nothing new, or I try out products that maybe I haven't tried, but they're definitely not new to the market. They're definitely like products that are older to the market. So I do like to, spotlight some things that might be older in your collection, things like that, just because new is fun, new is great, but sometimes it's nice just to go back and revisit some oldies but some goodies. So in today's video, in today's Throwback Thursday, we are going to be talking about Wayne Goss. Yes, I had gotten some Beautylish mystery boxes from him a few months ago. I unboxed the boxings, but I did not use any of the products. And so today I was going through my makeup collection to figure out what I wanted to do for my oldies but my goodies. And I decided I wanted to do Wayne Goss. So what do we have to try? So first things first is we have the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. So this is to contour and bronze. This is one of the lightest shades that he has because the box that I picked was light fair. Next up we have a blush and a highlighting duo. And then we do have an eyeshadow palette. This is definitely more brown neutral. Then we do have, I'm kind of nervous about these. I'm not really a huge fan of these, but they are the Essential Kohl Eye Pencils. So we have one in the shade Rich Hazel and Blue Sapphire. Rich Hazel is this one right here, so I feel like a dark brown. And then the Blue Sapphire is obviously blue. Who would have thought? All right. Then we definitely have some lip liner options. I think I got 3 lip liners. I'm going to go ahead and swatch. So the first one that we have is called Cinnamon. It's definitely a very terracotta brown. Then we have the shade right here called Mauve. I don't necessarily know if it's super mauve. I think it's definitely a pink. And then we have the very last one that I have is called Light Nude. Definitely light. Then we have 2 lipsticks from Wayne Goss. So we have this one right here, which is a little bit more pinky. This is called Daisy, which is what my little pepperoni, one of my pepperoni's names are. Daisy. And then this one right here is Nutmeg. It's a little bit more of a brown kind of a tone, both light. And then last things that we will have are some Wayne Gloss lip. I just called it Wayne Gloss. Oh man. Wayne Goss lip gloss. This one right here is in the shade Antique Rose. Very beautiful. It is more of kind of a gold, and it's got some silver champagne reflex in it. And then this next one right here is called Cherry Blossom, and this has no reflect in it. So wow, we have a lot to try today. So if you are excited to see what look we create, what I think of Wayne Goss, then definitely keep on watching. So for the palette name is the Imperial Topaz palette. I've never really played around with Wayne Goss's shadows, but in here you do have 2 mattes. You have this brownish shade, and then you have a black. The rest of them are more of satin kind of shades, which you can use to work on the eyelid, kind of similar to mattes. And then he has one diamond kind of shade, a diamond topperish kind of shade. So let's go ahead. Let's start off with the shade right here. These don't have shade names. It's literally, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but hold on. Let me zoom you in. Hold on. We are now zoomed in. So let's go ahead and let's just get started on Okay, this is going to take some building for sure, but it's definitely nice and light. Okay, so what I want to know is I was watching a YouTuber. This was like, I want to say like almost like a week ago now, truthfully, and I totally forgot about it until today, and I can't even remember what it was that like sparked my memory of this. But I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Like, seriously, I want to 100% know your guys' thoughts. But basically, they were like on camera and they were like, yeah, I know I'm outfit repeating, and I know like people hate outfit repeating. And I literally just like stopped and I was like, people hate outfit repeating? Like, what? So, like, I repeat outfits all the time. Like, I don't have like closets and closets full of clothes. I don't have a huge walk-in closet that's like, you know, loaded full of clothes. Like, I have like my, you know, my closet, you know, there's a rack on this side and a rack on this side, and my side is, here's my side of the rack, and then my husband's is over here. And like, that's like where I hang my shirts and stuff. And like, that's what I have. And like, in terms of pants, I have like a couple drawers full of pants. I probably go clothes shopping maybe like once a year. I'll go clothes shopping, and then maybe, you know, I might go clothes shopping if, you know, maybe once every 2 years. You know, anywhere between a year to 3 years is when I'm going clothes shopping. I just feel like I don't need a ton of like new clothes. But that just like really got me thinking, like, do people expect you to not rewear your clothes? Let me know if you guys are one of those where you expect YouTubers to have a different outfit every time. And if so, let me know why you think that. Or are you somebody where you're like, I don't really care what your outfit looks like as long as it's not, you know, like, you know, super like terrible, offensive, you know, anything like that. Let me know what your guys' like thoughts are on like people in like the workspace or in the social media realm repeating outfits. What are your thoughts on that? I just want to know. Like, that's just so interesting to me that people care if you repeat your outfits. Bizarre. Okay. So like it's blending out nicely, kind of like a matte would, you know, nicely. But I will say you can kind of notice like the shimmer that is there. All right, so now I'm going to go into like this light brown shade, or I guess it's like a medium brown. I'm going to focus that in like the crease as well as like the outer corner type area. Like, just blending out really beautifully. I'm not having any issues with like the shimmer underneath, packing pigment. All right, I'm just gonna take a little teeny tiny bit of like that black shade and kind of just focus that kind of like right in the outer corner area. Isn't like overly pigmented. Definitely goes on nice and soft, which I like for a black, is because sometimes I don't want to go like too overboard. So next I want to try going in with this shade on like my lid. See how well. I'm going to do like the diamond topper as well, like go in with that, but I do just want to see how well this like applies just with the finger. All right, going with that diamond topper-ish shade. Oh, that's beautiful. But I want to kind of line my lids with this Kohl pencil in Rich Hazel. I'm a little bit nervous it's going to be painful and rough. my eyes. Definitely not like super creamy. It's not like overly painful or anything. It's just not like super creamy either. I would say not too bad. I definitely don't, I'm not a huge fan of the Kohl liners. I don't think they're terrible. It's just personally not something I'm into. I'm not really lining my lids a whole lot. I do think the color is really nice that I got. The rich hazel, I think, goes with this perfectly. But it's just a little bit, I feel like a little bit too tough on my lids. And I don't really wear a whole lot of like liner type things. So yeah, you know, this is alright. As for the palette, I think it's beautiful. It's definitely really soft. Needs that building up, but you can create like a really nice, soft, beautiful look like I did. You only get one topperish shade. The other shades are kind of like satin kind of shades. So far, so good. Okay, so I need to go do like the prepping of my skin, everything like concealer, things like that. I will come back so we can use the cheek palette, and then we will move on into the lips. Okay, so I'm back so we can just kind of move on with the rest of the face in terms of powder products. So first we're going to start off with the like bronzing and the contouring shade. So I'm going to go into this contouring shade with like this little tiny brush. Just have some kick up in the pan, and we're just going to start chiseling out. So it definitely is like creating that shadow. So then I'll go switch to the other side of my brush, which is more of that like bronze kind of a tone, and I'll just start to bronze up the face. Yeah, you can definitely tell a difference. We'll focus that all around the forehead. So the bronzing powder really adds like a very like glowy sheen to the skin. So if you don't like sheeny bronzers like at all, you're not going to like the bronzer part. The contour is definitely matte, cool toned, so that's really nice, but the bronzer does add like sheen to the skin, almost like you already have highlight on. Now for the blush, we have this little compact. I'm going to take my little blush brush and I'm just going to start towards the back, and then just like as I get less, bring it towards like the very apple of my face. As you can tell, my skin is already definitely very glowy. I feel like I don't really need to go into highlighter after this, but we will go ahead and use the highlighter since, you know, we're here for the experience.
Definitely a very beautiful highlighter.
It might be a slightly, like a little bit too dark for me, truthfully. Alright, so now we're ready to dive on into the lips. We have a couple of lip options. I've already lost the lip liners. Like, I killed myself. I cracked myself up. Okay. I think I want to do a little bit of like some like lip contour-esque type things. I keep losing stuff. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Mauve. And I'm just going to start lining my lips. So I've lined my lips with the mauve. Then I'm going to take the cinnamon and I'm just going to focus this like right on like the outer. Then let's see, I want to go into the shade Nutmeg and start like applying that. I'm going to go into this gloss right here that has just like a little bit more shine to it and start applying. Alright, so I did kind of go back in and reline my lips just to give them a little bit more definition. But this is everything that we have tried out today. Let me know what you guys think of the look so far down in the comments. But let's go ahead and let's just kind of dive on into what my first impression of like the Wayne Goss collection is. Let's just go ahead and let's start off right off the bat with the palette. I think this is a really, it's a cute palette. It's really good for like an everyday light look, such as what I did. However, I will say like I used like even the really dark shades and they just don't really appear very dark. They're definitely very subtle, need to be built up. I would say if that's something that you're really into, is just being able to build something up. You're a beginner, but with like something luxury, I would say, Wayne Goss is the way to go. I don't necessarily care for the only two mattes being this brown and a black, and the rest of them are satins except for the diamond topper. I honestly think we could have made this also a matte shade as well, and then you could have left these two as like shimmers or satins, just because like when I do, like they do build beautifully, the shimmers do, the satins do build beautifully, they do work well together with the mattes, with other of the satins. But I think my issue is that it just looks it does look very sheeny, and you can definitely see like the sheeny particles of it. So I definitely would have just preferred a little bit more mattes. But I do think like it builds up nice. If you want something very light and soft and ethereal and takes some building, this is a great palette. If you want something that has more pigmentation, especially for this being a neutral palette, and the black just like literally just being like a charcoal kind of shade, this is not going to be for you. I think overall, I think it's decent. It's just not probably something that's like wowing me. Moving on to like these little Kohl pencils, they are a little bit tough. I wouldn't say that they're painful, but they're definitely not like as like creamy as some other liners that I have tried before. And I'm also just like not really into liners. Like I have liner on today that I use with this, but like, am I going to be doing this every day? No, probably not. So for me, like I wouldn't really just like get a lot of use out of these like Kohl pencils, or just like not something that I think is great or wowing. It's just like they're mediocre pencils, but they are really expensive. Like they're up there in price. So for them not being as creamy as they are, I feel like the price isn't really justified. That might be mean to say, but I just don't really think that the price is justified. I think that they're just okay. In terms of the contour and the bronzing palette, you definitely can tell like there is a contour, there is a bronzing. I think like the one thing you have to think about before running out and buying these is, do you want a really sheeny bronzer? Do you want a bronzer where it automatically makes you look like you're wearing a highlighter, so you don't have to put on a highlighter? I think that's something you need to think about. The contour shade is really beautiful. It does like chisel out and make like a really beautiful like shadow. This is just, it definitely is just like very, very sheeny. For me, like I don't mind a sheeny blush. I don't think that like it's necessarily a bad thing. It does emphasize my texture though, and I think that's one thing that like I hate about like really sheeny bronzers. It's just how much it emphasizes my texture. And so the fact that like I'm bronzing up like multiple areas of my face, whereas like with a highlighter, like I'm just focusing it in like certain areas, kind of makes me go just a little bit, just because I don't want my whole face, my whole texture being shown to the world. So I would really like to appreciate seeing maybe like more of like a matte bronzer duo. I think that would be fine. Okay, so then we have like the blush and the highlighter. Highlighter was it's just slightly just a little bit too dark for me. It's a little too gold, especially since I marked that I was a fair complexion, and this is what I got for fair complexion. I feel like Not really. Doesn't really work for me. The blush is really beautiful. It's really light. It's really soft. Definitely one that is like able to be built up. Also provides a little bit of a sheen as well. But I really do like how it's like really soft, but also you can build it up. These lip liners are really nice and creamy. I like that they're sharpenable. They're pigmented. I like how well they worked like on top of like the lip products, underneath the lip products. I think these are really good quality sharpenable wooden pencils. If you're one that you really like wooden lip liners for your lips, this is a really good one. The lipsticks are really nice, really creamy. They glide on the lips beautifully, have some pigmentation. I think like these, like the little, you know, lipsticks are nice. I will say though, okay, I will say you do get you get a good amount of product. They're just very tiny. I think like the lipsticks are like $28 each. I don't know if I would pay $28 for this, truthfully. I think there's some good ones at the drugstore or for cheaper prices. I don't necessarily know that this is wowing enough that I would go and buy individual ones for $28. Like I'm glad I got them in a mystery box, but definitely not something that I would be running out the door to go and like purchase more of these. I think there's other good ones on the market. Last thing to talk about is going to be the Wayne Goss lip glosses. I don't find them to be goopy. I don't find them to be sticky. I don't really have like really any issues with them at all. I feel like it provides like really nice like a sheen to the lips. I think it looks really, really good. I don't have any issues with these either, so I think those are nice as well. All right, so that is it for today's video, testing out Wayne Goss. You know, overall, I just think that like his products are okay. They're decent. They weren't anything like revolutionary or like wowing to me, but I think they were decent. I think they serve a purpose, and I think they would appeal to certain people. I've kind of let you know like the pros and cons of each one. So definitely, you know, you have to make up your own mind as to whether or not this would be worth the money or not. But that is it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Are you thinking about picking up anything from Wayne Goss? Are you holding out for maybe a sale? Are you like, no, I don't want to purchase anything? Let me know what you guys think of Wayne Goss just like down below. If this is your first time here or 100th time here and you have not yet hit that subscribe button, absolutely go ahead and do so. And click the little bell because we have Throwback Thursday every single Thursday. I test new makeup in between then. I am talking about makeup all the time. We do have some true crime, some book reviews, some like Tumblr hauls, things like that. So if those interest you, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, you found this helpful, you found this entertaining, give this video a thumbs up. If you agreed that maybe Wayne Goss's products like aren't wowing to you, then go ahead and give this a thumbs up. This helps me out. This helps YouTube out. Lets them know what you're interested in. But that is it. I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. I hope that your day continues to soar. But that is it, and I will see you all in my next one.